Ilona Pasti.
My name is Saskia Rudert.
I'm Teresa Hupp. I'm a dancer, performer and choreographer.
Performing artist.
I'm dancer, choreographer.
And I am also on the board of Barnes Crossing.
Part of the association Barnes Crossing and also part of the managing board. I'm also a member of the board, of the current board of Barnes Crossing. In 2006, we founded Barnes Crossing. It was, we were 6 people starting with Barnes Crossing, the founding members, and it was a good start for a cooperation with other art forms and other art performance forms with other artists from different fields, and it was our wish to create a space where people can meet and where we can have a crossover of different art forms. Barnes Crossing was the idea of one of the founding members, which was Diane Nyman, and she created this name inspired by Henry Barnes. He was Minister for Traffic in the 30s in Chicago, and he created the system of locking all cars at the same moment by stoplights and to give space for the pedestrians to cross from each direction and to create a kind of choreography while they are crossing the street. So this was the inspiration, to have a space where art forms from all directions can come together, meet, and create common artistic ideas. So at the moment we are 10 members, and we are mostly working in the field of dance theatre, performance and physical theatre.
What is interesting about our space or our group is that maybe it's inherent in the structure, but that we seem to attract all kind of different people. So the group of artists leading this space is very diverse, and that is, I think, unique in many ways. So we have a kids theater company, we have some queer art, we have artists or art that works with different age groups, we have mixed abled companies, we have international companies or with people from different cultural backgrounds. And as such, we are representing, I think we're representing well the diversity of the art scene in Cologne.
We are in an old candle factory, so it was until the 80s there was a candle factory active here. And then this art center started. We have a huge space where different studios and working spaces of fine artists, photographers, and art scene are used, and we are one part of it. So this is the dance theater space, Barnes Crossing. We have 2 studios here. We have Studio 1, which we are in now. It's a black box with 360 square meters, so quite a vast space. And we have Studio 2, which is a white cube of around 100 square meters. And both studios you can use to work in, start developing your pieces, if it's a research or even fully go on into a full production mode. You can do all of those things here. And we use the spaces, so the companies that are in the association use the spaces to develop their pieces, as well as people from the dance scene in Cologne and Nordrhein-Westfalen. They also come here to work and also show their pieces, because Studio 1 is also a stage, not only a rehearsal space. So the daily goings on are actually that people are rehearsing here, people are rehearsing in the other studio, people are meeting in the foyer or in the kitchen in between in breaks, and then every few weeks we have a show of something. So it's quite a busy schedule, and we're quite fully booked. And the way that we give out the space is basically we don't curate. So it's not that we choose the people. It's basically that we try to keep this space as open, also especially to newcomers to the city, or to newcomers to the scene, or just beginners, as open as possible, which is why we make it as accessible as possible. And that means that we don't curate, but we actually give out the space to the people that ask for it when it's still available. And we try to keep our fares low as well, so to increase the accessibility again. When I was not in the association yet, I started working here and developing my pieces, and I just fell in love with the space and the calm that you find here. You can really work here very well. You're so, like, it's a little bit out of the city, which is a good thing, but you're still connected, but you have a calm space here, and it's the size that it has, and the calming effect that it has, and all the and also that the fact that everything you could need for a production is here. Makes it a great working space, and my favorite working space in the whole area. So, and that's because I fell in love with it. That's why I got got into the association and started working for it to keep it alive.
I think one important thing that we embody as an association is that because we have such a unique structure, that we're just basically all artists coming together, leading this space. We are also a venue or an association whose task is also kind of to represent the dance scene or the movement scene in Cologne, and to represent their needs and their wishes for the future. And as such, we're also having a lot of conversations about what do we need to work in a healthy way, which kind of spaces do we need, how should they look, what is important to us. And as such, we're also trying to represent the needs of the dance scene or of the movement scene in the area, so in the city and in the district of NRW. and we're also like trying to, so different members of the association are also members of other cultural political associations in theater, in dance, and physical theater. And just trying to make the precarious life of the artist a little bit better every day.
I think what's special about us is that we are mostly a female group and have mostly been female-led. And I think all of those aspects kind of make us a special association. So what defines us is a lot of diversity, and that we work democratically and with very flat hierarchies, and try to always be really open to the needs and ideas of everyone in the association, how to move forward with it.
I personally think that in the freelance art world, there has been since many decades actually people working in collective structures, and so we are also reflecting a lot on how that works. And because I think there's benefits to working in a hierarchy and there's benefits to working without hierarchy. It's not always easy, but it's worth it, because it's important to us that that the space and the atmosphere is actually open for everybody to bring in their own ideas or visions, and that not only the people are heard that are always heard or that are the loudest. So we are working a lot on how we can structure this organization so it's functional and it's it's going smoothly, but still try to find processes or ways how everybody can bring in their ideas and take responsibility and give responsibility, and try to be very, very fluid with that at the same time. Generally, I think we are, or our agenda is to work more on connecting people or creating opportunities for people to come together from all kind of directions. So with SzólóDuó, for example, we are trying to bring in a lot of young artists that can show maybe their first works they ever do, and then maybe have an opportunity to create a piece or their own piece in this space, which is actually my story. So I was in SzólóDuó in 2017, I think, where I got to know this space and I fell in love with it. Or we are also like trying to see how can we work on accessibility for productions that are shown in our space, and how can we improve the work environment for people who work here. So they have support with finances, with advertising, with the technical part of performing and all these things. So we're trying to make people come together and improve their experience as a working artist, basically.
Rennen und verschwinden, gestikulieren, warten. Rennen und verschwinden, gestikulieren, warten. Rennen und verschwinden, gestikulieren, warten.
2 years after Barnes Crossing was founded, we were looking for international partners. We wanted to connect with artists from other countries. And we found on the dance fair in Düsseldorf, we found our cooperation partner, Orkestika Foundation Budapest, who in that time already had a festival called SzólóDuó Festival Budapest. And we connected, and we decided to find a cooperation because they wanted to have an opening towards the Western countries. They were very good connected in the Eastern countries, and we decided to create a co-festival, which is still cooperating with the Orkestika Foundation in Budapest. And now this year we had the 14th edition of this festival, and we invite every year about 18 to 22 young artists with their short choreographies. We present them during the 2 days of festival, and we support them to go to other countries to have an exchange. They make solos on a maximum length of 6 minutes and duos on a maximum length of 9 minutes. And these short choreographies are seen by an international jury because our partners cannot always invite all the choreographies we invite, so we have to make a kind of selection. And they select 5 of these productions to go to our cooperation partner to Hungary. We have the support of the Kunstsalon-Stiftung, who donates the prizes which are supporting the travel expenses towards the partner. Since 3 years now, we have a second cooperation partner. It's the Armada Dance Company, and they also invite 2 of these 5 productions to their festival as well. So this is one of the main ideas about this festival, to create space for international exchange. Big benefit is to have young artists from all over Europe and sometimes also from other continents here in Cologne, to give them space to connect with each other, to see different art forms from different cultures and inspired by different ways of thinking and creating dance pieces. And also it is the benefit that they come here and also see this space. They come sometimes back for residencies or to create a production here. And the benefit is also that we have this intercultural exchange to Budapest and to Portugal.